In this video, I'm going to show you a solution that will demystify a common phenomenon throughout life. Whether have you seen a mirror, a piece of glass, or a piece of window glass? Have you ever wondered what is the mark left behind when the water on the surface evaporates? As shown here on the screen. Is it because of ash that may have drifted into the water as it evaporates? Or is it because of the type of water used in this case? For example, distilled water and tap water are very different. Distilled water is pure H2O, but tap water has many chemicals contained within. And today, we're going to do an experiment that finds out the answer to this mystery. Alright, so here's the setup I have right here. So here we have a piece of glass, or you could call it a mirror. And here I have two glass bottles. And I washed these three equipment with water and alcohol to prevent any dust or contamination settling on the surface. And I've got these two beakers right here and these two pipettes. So I'm going to fill this beaker with distilled water, and it is really important for this beaker to be dry and not contaminated with tap water, because we're going to fill it with distilled water, like here. And now I'm going to fill this with tap water, so you don't have to worry about any tap water remaining in this beaker, because we're going to fill this with tap water. And now we have our equipment right here. And now I'm going to put a drop of distilled water here and here. And then I'm going to put a drop of water, a drop of tap water here and here. So I'm going to put these glass beakers like this. To make sure that they are in a closed system. And now I'm going to leave this setup for a few days to wait for the water to fully evaporate and see what is the variable that causes the mark left behind when the water evaporates. Is it because of ash or dust that may fly around quickly and enter the water quickly, like in these two open systems and not in these two closed systems? Or is it because of the type of water used in this case? For example, tap water may have some chemicals that may be left behind when water evaporates, and the composition of the mark left behind is exactly the composition of the chemicals in tap water. After a few days, all the water had fully evaporated. The droplets in the open system only took 1 hour, but the droplets in the closed system nearly took 2 days. However, the distilled water only took 1 day because chemicals within the tap water may delay the process. Now let's have a close look at the results. Now let's first look at distilled water in a closed system. So kind of as expected, there is no mark of any kind. It's just clean glass, which is kind of normal because it doesn't have any contamination like tap water, and it doesn't have any influence from outside. Now let's move on to the distilled water in the open system. So as you can see here, it is similar to the one in the closed system because there is no mark of any kind. Now let's see tap water in an open system. So as you can see here really clearly, there is a mark that is left behind, which is the normal situation we see. But the strange thing comes after, when we look at tap water in a closed system. When we open the glass bottle, we can see here that there is a really faint mark. The mark left behind of tap water in a closed system is really faint compared to this mark. Now I'm going to show you two close-up pictures of the two marks so you can see clearly. This is a picture of the evaporated tap water in the closed system, and this is the evaporated tap water in the open system. As you can see, the second one is clearly more distinct. So what is happening here? For the distinct mark we usually see, there must be two things that must be required. Number one, it must be tap water. Number 2, there must be free-flowing air. And clearly, these two factors are not independent. If they are, and if the air is responsible for part of the mark formation, then the distilled water will also leave some kind of residue because it is in the open system. Alright, everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something or had any thought provocations. And if you have any ideas, please feel free to leave them in the comment. And I'll see you next time.